Where is Bonnie in Security Breach, and what happened? A question that has been roaming through the community since the release of the game, and today we'll try to answer it giving clues and hints throughout the game. There are two main theories as to what happened to Bonnie, both resulting in him becoming unusable as a performer in the Glamrock squad. This theory has the most support behind it, from game logs to voice lines to overall personalities displayed by the characters, and finally to in-game audio cues we can hear, but we'll get back to that later. Montgomery Gator is the bass player of the Glamrock band, but as we know, it was not always like this. Bonnie Bowl can be located on the west side of the Pizzaplex on the 3rd floor, an area that is planned to be rebranded as, quote, "Kids keep asking where is Bonnie, do we have an officially approved response?" End quote. This shows that Bonnie has been decommissioned with management's notice, but the public has generally not been made aware of what has happened. Furthermore, Monty is said to be, quote, "the new bass player. Parts and services have already done the necessary adjustments," end quote. Monty was never the original bass player of the band. He was only given the role after Bonnie's decommissioning. This gives Monty a means to decommission Bonnie himself. While it seems improbable that an animatronic would hurt another, it can't be considered an impossibility. The key of the next point is Freddy's reaction to receiving each of his new upgrades.
These are Roxy's eyes? Is she okay? It was Chica's. Is she okay? That is a relief.
Freddy gets very distressed when he finds his new parts are from his friends. He seems considerably less distressed when finding out he received Monty's claws.
My arms are different. Where did you get these parts?
I'd rather not say.
How fortunate.
Showing he was most likely not a close friend to Freddy like Roxy, Chica and Bonnie, conveying Monty is a bit of an outcast among them, giving him a reason to climb his way up into the band, and his ambitions can take him even further. Monty will run the show, which, spoiler, is exactly what happens in the possible ending where Gregory and Freddy escape together. This gives an explanation for Monty's desire to decommission Bonnie, as he does not have a friendship or sentimental value to him. Evidence of Monty being the murderer, I don't know what term should be used, assailant, is the report logs of Bonnie's activity. He leaves his room at 12:24 PM, wanders around the auditorium and finds himself in Monty Golf at 4:12 AM, where the log abruptly ends. Whether the rest of his log was censored by management or it ends up in Monty Golf and does not leave, results in our main culprit being Monty. While this entire theory wraps up quite nicely, there is another piece of evidence supporting this claim, an audio cue under Monty Golf. If we travel there in the Pizzaplex, we can hear a strange robotic sound. Take a listen. A shallow, mechanical breathing sound, similar to that of Chica and Bonnie from FNAF 1 when they enter your office. But enough speculation, let's break this sound effect down. A Reddit user named Jag01 summed up the sound very well. So we have a forced, shallow breathing sound under Monty Golf, Bonnie's last known location. The root voice is too deep to be Roxy, so we can rule her off. The voice is definitely that of a robot, so that effectively rules out Vanessa. The modulation is too light to be Vanny, as her voice changer deepens lower than Roxy's voice and adds a distinct growl to it, which we don't hear. You can clearly hear a sobbing, wheezing sound playing throughout, not just breathing. Could be from a damaged animatronic. At 9 seconds, the user suggests it sounds like Chica saying bark. Take a listen. But I believe this sound is a servo spinning at a very low pitch. The servo in question is obviously unmaintained, so it may sound a bit different to the servo sounds from other animatronics, which I will play now. The tone of the sound also implies it is under a great strain, or has low power, which can both be evidence towards the animatronic we hear being a broken Glamrock Bonnie. This could be interpreted as any animatronic, however, given the above information and the fact that all the animatronics are currently still functioning and hunting when you hear this, Bonnie is an obvious explanation, unless it is a non-Glamrock Chica. However, something to note is the sound is very unclear and muffled, players having claimed to have heard it in Roxy Raceway, Music Man Stage, as well as the West Arcade. This means almost any other animatronic could be a possibility. An issue that Reddit user Fezzo uncovered was the game file name conflicts with this theory, as the game titles it Sound Effects Chica Creepy Breeds.wave, but there are always red herrings to throw theorists off, so this can be ignored. So that is all the information we have about Theory 1, that Montgomery Gator killed or decommissioned Bonnie, most likely forcing him off the catwalk, but that raises its own question about why management did not repair him like they said they have done for Monty. That is where Theory 2 takes place. Spoilers coming up, so if you've not quite got to the end, this is the place to stop the video, and thank you for watching. Vanessa is known to be in collaboration with Burntrap or William Afton. William Afton's iconic model is in that of a spring Bonnie suit. When we find that Vanny or Vanessa has been attempting to renew William Afton in the basement of the Pizzaplex using huge amounts of power, it is not far-fetched to assume that some parts may be required from none other than our favourite purple bunny, Bonnie. This would be an explanation for Bonnie's mysterious and sudden disappearance, with management being aware, without being able to tell the public there is a 50-year-old child murderer animatronic in the basement.
I always come back.
It also explains why no one seems to question Bonnie's disappearance, or there being any repercussions on Monty, as well as there being no apparent repairs given to Bonnie, as he was the donor for the repairs. Or, alternatively, he was the donor for repairs for Monty, as it is directly stated that Monty required emergency repairs after falling from the catwalk. Quote, "We found him in the same place we always do, the catwalks over Monty Golf. Someone hit a hole-in-one and the hurricane bucket knocked him down. Both legs were broken and required emergency parts and service work." So perhaps Bonnie was used for those repairs, but I doubt that, as why would management value Monty over Bonnie when it comes to repairs, if Bonnie is in the main band and Monty is not? I spent a long time trying to find Easter eggs in parts and service room, but the only thing that was off was his damaged endo in the close left corner, but even that does not relate to Bonnie, so I'm not sure what that means. Anyways, that is all the evidence I gathered up for each of those two theories. I think there is a lot more to this story we have not yet seen, and the community can only work with what we have. So what do you think happened to Bonnie and why? I can't wait to see what you guys come up with, and thank you for watching.